Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Eric here from E&M Guns. We are talking about permit to purchase. Oregon's Senate Bill 243 opened the pathway for Oregon to start implementing that measure of 114. Let's talk about it. As I put on the screen over here, I'll zoom in here so you can see it. But one of the things they're requiring, and one of the beautiful things about being old is you have to put glasses on. So permit to purchase, meet eligibility requirements. So you must meet federal and state age requirements and are not legally prohibited from using a firearm. Complete an application. You will need to fill out and submit an application, typically for a county sheriff office, state police, or other local authorities. Undergo a background check. Most states require fingerprint and detailed, and this is basically the setup for a concealed carry permit. So my state basically says it's permitless to carry. You don't have to have a permit. I did it because I'm hoping that we'll get something through Congress where we have a national reciprocity where your permit will be allowed in every state, including Oregon and California. But this is quite easily, this is, complete a firearm safety training course, which is basically a live fire part of a concealed handgun class, and then wait for approval. So that's pretty straightforward. Concealed carry license is a privilege in most states, where your Second Amendment is a right. I did find this kind of funny. I'll put my glasses back on. But I typed in permit for free speech. In the U.S., there is no permit to allow free speech because it's a right constitutionally protected by the First Amendment. I kind of wanted to step in a different track on this. Why is it we feel it's okay to violate the Second Amendment? What if these politicians put in a law that said women had to apply for a permit to speak? What do you think would happen if they put a law in effect like that? Where's that outrage for limiting the speech of women for protecting our Second Amendment? Because I know I just pissed a bunch of women off. Use that same mentality and apply it to your Second Amendment. That's basically your government telling you you're not good enough. You need more training. You need our permission to speak. You need our permission to buy a gun. That same outrage that comes to your guys' mind when I say women need to apply for a permit to speak ought to be the same thing. Let's let that sink in for a minute. It's a constitutional right protected by the First Amendment. So let's go back to that permit to purchase. When I zoom into the thing, I'll read it to you. So Connecticut, Delaware, Hawaii, Illinois, Maryland, Massachusetts, Nebraska, New Jersey, New York, Oregon, Rhode Island, and Oregon's technically not in effect yet. It is Washington that's in effect. I'm surprised I didn't see California in that. So how is it that states are allowed to do permit to purchase legally? It doesn't violate the Constitution, but they can't have a freedom of speech permit? I think once this stuff makes it to the Supreme Court will knock it down because it won't meet that history of tradition and text. There's never been a time in the U.S. where they'll approve you've needed a permit to purchase a gun. I'm not sure how these states think they can get away with it, but maybe they'll figure it's like Robbie Duncan versus Monta. Maybe it'll take 10, 15 years to go through court, and in 10 years they'll have it. I don't know. Here's hoping that case makes it to the Supreme Court and they hear it. Because Washington already has a high capacity ban, and Oregon now has a high capacity ban. California, if that one gets overturned, guess what? Oregon and Washington will lose theirs. That's something to root for, guys. Guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Hit the like and subscribe if you did. Love you. Peace out.